We are also learning new information about a Russian attack on that crowded market city in Ukraine. Officials say that the missile attack in the eastern Donetsk region killed 17 people, including a child. 32 others were injured. All of it happening about 350 miles away from Kyiv, where U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made that surprise visit this week, announcing a new $1 billion aid package for Ukraine. Included in the latest package, for the first time, depleted uranium munitions, which are reported to be highly effective against Russian tanks. We're going to be talking about that in a moment. Joining me here on the program, Director of Communications for the Ukrainian Congress Committee of America, Andrij Dobriansky. Thank you, as always. I want to start with the Wagner Group being deemed a terrorist organization for the things that we have seen done and carried out against Ukraine. What's your response to that?
It's beyond time for that to happen, and it's very important to link that to the fact that the Federation of Russia now officially designates the Wagner Group as part of their own, after for over a decade stating that they were a wholly independent paramilitary operation. This is very important when designating the Wagner Group as a terrorist organization, because it is the Russian Federation that would be setting up these meetings, as you mentioned, which would be under penalty. It's the Russian Federation that now takes control and takes the onus of any war crimes that the Wagner Group commits. This is why many countries throughout the world, and there are bills in both the Senate and the House to designate Russia as a state sponsor of terror, because it is truly this axis that we're seeing now, with Russia only getting arms from other state sponsors of terrors like North Korea and Iran.
Yeah, maybe this step leads to that characterization for Russia moving forward. The new round of $1 billion of aid from the U.S. for Ukraine. One specific weapon included in this, Andrij, is the new package of depleted uranium munitions. What's the benefit of weaponry like this?
The benefit is the fact that Ukraine is currently on an incredible roll through the Russian defenses. What is needed, though, is to barrel through Russian mechanized infantry, the tanks, their armored personnel carriers. And what the United States has in its storage are these depleted uranium mines, as uranium munitions, but also the DPICMs, the dual-purpose cluster munitions that were announced just 6 weeks ago. That also is something that the United States has in storage. What the United States has done more than anything has been to give over to Ukraine things that the United States itself is not planning on using anytime soon. So answer this for yourself, people who don't want Ukraine to use them. You would rather that the United States blew these up on an open field, as opposed to giving them for the sake of fighters shedding their blood for freedom. That's what the United States is doing. That's what many other countries are doing, giving over arms that they've confiscated or created themselves over to a country that is willing to put their own lives on the line so America doesn't have to.
Understood. And this munition, just one component of a lot of aid. We were just talking about a $40 billion package that Congress is considering. It was met with some backlash from conservative lawmakers. I want to play a clip from Senator Josh Hawley, who spoke with NewsNation yesterday about this topic. Here's what he had to say.
I support disaster relief. I do not support additional billions of dollars of spending on Ukraine without any kind of meaningful oversight. I mean, think about this. Right now, as we speak, the people of Missouri who have been poisoned by their own government with nuclear radiation can't get a dime in compensation, not a dime, from what the government has done for them. But yet we've got billions of dollars that we can spend at Ukraine that's just lying around. Yeah, we can go rebuild Ukraine, but we can't actually rebuild the St. Louis region? That's insane.
What's your response to that, to people who say, all right, aid may be necessary and I might support it, but more oversight has to come with it?
Well, first of all, understand that the executive branch sent over to Congress a need for additional funding because the government will have to shut down by the end of September. This is the most important part of the negotiation. What happened after that is that, first of all, there was a collaborated campaign around the world of putting out various campaigns of disinformation. When we saw the tragedy in Maui, a concerted effort was put online linking aid to other countries, and that always includes historically oppressed peoples like Ukraine or the state of Israel. Those are the first ones that people complain about getting American aid, because somehow that affects their own well-being here in the United States.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.